I'm 29. How old are you?
29. That's exactly right. So I know
you're so sweet. Okay, so the other thing I found out about you, okay, you're like this crazy, wonderful actress. No, seriously, brilliant. And you were a pageant kid.
Girl, yes I was.
You're a Southern girl pageant kid.
A little bit. Yeah.
You're a little bit country.
Yeah, I am. Don't you think I didn't cover some of your numbers?
You sing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I grew up singing. It was my first love. It remains like my solace, truly.
Really?
Oh, truly. I would be in prison somewhere if I couldn't sing. I mean, really, it's everything to me. And I was in New York for many years, did a bunch of Broadway stuff.
Of course, yes, you did Broadway. Yeah, absolutely.
And so I haven't really been singing out here as much, but now I feel like I'm getting into it a little bit more. They're going to let me sing at Dodger Stadium. They're going to let me sing the national anthem.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. How did I not put that? Yes, because you did, what was the red high heel?
The life.
Yes.
Exactly.
The red high heel. Yeah, of course. That's great. Okay, so I have to ask you, just out of curiosity, from an adopted mother, who is adopted, do you ever have curiosity? Do you ever want to meet your biological family?
I, for many years, did. When I was a senior in college, they found a lump in my breast, which has turned out to be fine, thank heaven. But it was the first time anybody ever asked me, do you have any history of ...
Right.
And I didn't, and it just had never occurred to me. I am so loved and have such extraordinary family that it just had never crossed my mind, but that's such a pragmatic issue. I mean, you really need it. And I called social services in Buncombe County, North Carolina. I was born in Asheville, North Carolina. And I give this speech, I was adopted, and I just have this diagnosis, and I need my medical history. And they literally, bless their hearts, they literally say to me, you don't have any rights. And they hang up on me. I know, but they probably get the call like 30 times a day. But of course, I was, crying on the floor. And it just kept, every couple of years, I would call and give my sad little monologue, and they would say, click. And then I called, it's been almost 4 years ago now, and I called, because I said it so many times. It's been about 20 years. And they said, the law just changed yesterday in North Carolina. Would you like to be the first person to go through this process of reunion or whatever?
Okay, seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay,
no joke.
We have to go to a break.
Yeah.
So we kind of recap that for people who may just have tuned in or...
Hello, people. When I was a senior in college, I had a bit of a health scare, which turned out to be fine, thank heavens, but it did set me on this journey of finding my medical records, which is really what I was focused on. And, but it wound up being such a beautiful odyssey of finding so much more.
Well, so here you are, and finally you call and they say, okay, you can be the first person to open up. So tell me what happened.
Well, it's been 20 years, and so I'm expecting a no, and I say, because then you have that moment where all things are possible, and are you going to be brave enough to leap, because sometimes you think, do I want the answer? They always say you never ask a question you don't want to hear the answer to, but sometimes you do.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not so happy finding out things.
And I kept it private for a little while because it could have gone really wrong. It could have, any number of scenarios could have been dire or bad or sad.
What did it feel like for you when you found out your biological mom's name?
It was all sort of like it feels when you're underwater, when there's utter silence. Like I kept expecting it to be like emotional or loud or jarring or surprising. It was just silent. There was a peace around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you talk to her?
I did. I've met them both. They're not together, but I've met them both. I won't talk much about them because they have a private life.
Right.
But what I can tell you is when you're adopted, you're grateful, first of all, and I have a wonderful family, and Lord knows I love my life and I love the path that I'm on. But you figure you probably put some people in a jam, for about a year or, about 43 years. And when I met them, I think the great release, healing for me was that even though they're not together, they have so much love. Like, they still finish each other's sentences. The force of their love had to manifest, you know? And so I feel...
I believe that.
Even more blessed than it did. So it turned out to be wonderful. And now, you know, my mother is so supportive of it. It was terrifying to her to begin with for so many reasons. Not the
Was
least
she
of
happy
which.
to connect with you? Was it a good thing for both
Oh, I
of
was
you?
talking about the mother who raised me.
No,
But,
you're talking about Jane. Oh, I'm so
Mama
sorry.
Jane, that's
Yeah.
okay. But yeah, no, I think it's
Was
terrifying.
it healing on both
for-
sides?
Well, for the birth parents, I think it was terrifying for them too. I mean, you have to feel the same fears that I felt.
Right.
Who's gonna walk in the door? We met at Cracker Barrel because, you know, that's how we do things. I am not even kidding. I'm not kidding. So I think they had to be terrified too. But we swiftly wound up realizing that everybody's a good person that just has everybody else's best interest at heart.
But it was healing. That's good. Now,
Yeah.
but it's
From
interesting
my-
because
from
you
my
say
mom.
from an adopted mother.
Yeah.
Sometimes I personally don't feel that. I put myself in my children's shoes and I go, I would want to know. I
She's
would be
always been
curious.
very supportive.
Was she okay with it?
Very. But like I say, I kept it close to the vest at first to protect all of us.
Right.
But she's all along all my life been, you know, I will absolutely support you. This is what you want to find out or when you want to find this out. But it's just, you know, also been terrifying because she's lost so much in her life. So, you know, to
Right.
empathize with her position.
Right.
That was...
Are there any other children?
I'm an only girl. You know, Marie's like, I don't even know what that means.
I'm the only girl.
You're the only girl, that's true.
I have a bunch of siblings, I think they are. But they're not girls.
But I had other siblings as we had other families, but I'm the only.
What advice would you give? This is, and I think there's a lot of people that ask this. Okay, look, they have adopted children, and children who are adopted. What advice would you give to them?
It's love only begets love. So when there's more love to share, if you find that there's other people that you know have given you love, have given you life, then it's only can breed good things.
I couldn't agree with you more. One of the things I was just finding out little things about you. I was just very curious. You fascinate me. But you took your mom
Yeah,
to the Oscars.
I did. I did. I know, right? And my mom came out for my birthday this year. It's been a wonderful year, and there's so much to share with
Your
her.
29th.
My 29th birthday. I know.
You do.
And so she came out with Restaurant Judy, and you know I got to bring her on set, and we got to do a little press. But it was Oscar weekend. I didn't think I'd have anything to do, so I thought we'd go to the outlets and do what you do with your mom. But I got invited to some fun stuff. We went to a gifting suite, and my mom and Judy were like, "What?" And
It's crazy when people haven't seen that stuff before.
they were the mayors of the room by the time we left. They owned the place. But I got invited to Sweet Elton John. I got invited to the sit-down dinner where you watch, and then the party afterwards. And got to take my mom and got all dressed up. That's her.
No, so did she get to meet Elton and everybody?
Okay. Thank you. That's really good.
She's so sweet. So proud. Look at that face. Oh my goodness.
So we're sitting there, and we're at a table. We're having an extraordinary evening anyway. Literally, Elton John comes from, I don't know where Elton John starts, but wherever Elton John comes from. And he walks into the room.
Big shoes and glasses.
Really, seriously,
70s.
it's fantastic. He comes on a vapor cloud, and it's fabulous. And he literally walks straight to our table. I'm not kidding you. And I see his hand coming down, sort of off the Sistine Chapel. And I feel myself reaching for it because it's Elton John. And then I think, don't you touch that man. He's going to touch your mother. And so literally, he comes like this, and he leans down, and he puts one hand here on her shoulder, and one hand here sort of on her head. He says, "I'm so glad you could make it tonight. I'm really glad you're here." And then he backs up. My mother's gonna levitate. Literally, I was like, I'm gonna watch my mother just floating. It was the best.
You know what? Those are the fun things in life, aren't they?
To share it with the people that you love.
I know, and what a thrill. Can I tell you, you are darling.
Oh, back at you.
And I'm so glad you're here today, and just to get to know you a little bit better. I wish you all the luck in the world. And are you with anybody?
No, Chad, you can set me up.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
I am very good at this.
Are you?
You don't need that matchcompany.com. You got me, baby.
I